What's going on, everybody? This is Brian back with another news video. And before I get into things, like always, greatly appreciate a thumbs up. And if you're new here, make sure to subscribe by hitting the button below. Now, as for the highlights in this video, we have release details for the Solefly Air Jordan 8 Diamond Turf collaboration. As well, we have new photos of the A Ma Maniere Air Jordan 5 and a first look at the Air Jordan 3 Oreo. Now, there's a lot more from Jordan brand. Also, one of the bigger highlights comes from Nike, and I have exclusive details on the return of the Nike KD4 Weatherman. And now, without wasting too much more of your time, let's jump into the news. The Air Max 1 Chili originally released back in 2003, and to celebrate the 20th anniversary, Nike Sportswear will release the Nike Air Max 1 Chili 2.0. So we've already seen images of the shoe. However, they just announced a release date, which will take place on July 20th, and the retail price will be $140. Images just leaked of the Nike KD16 Ant Pearl. For those that don't know, the Ant Pearl series started back in 2012 on the KD4 and is a tribute to Durant's Ant Pearl, who passed away in the year 2000. So the shoes will feature a pink foam, white, Furious Pink, and Hyper Pink color combination. As you can see, the shoes feature pink throughout. We have hot pink on the TPU plate and heel branding, while white lands on the trimming, KD branding on the tongue, and swoosh. Now, more than likely, there will be an emblem or something that pays tribute to Ant Pearl on the insoles, but unfortunately, we don't have a look at that just yet. Now, at the time of recording, we don't have a specific release date, but they are expected to debut in October, and the retail price will be $170. Drake recently unveiled the Nike NOCTA Hot Step 2 during his It's All a Blur tour. So during this sneak peek, although it's not the best look at the shoes, we have a look at two upcoming colorways. Both feature vibrant shades, one done in orange and the other in green. Now, from what we can tell, it appears that the shoes are inspired by the 1990s and the early 2000s. It also features a thicker build. As well, they have unique lines that land on the panels. And it looks like from a few angles that they will come with a midfoot shank plate. Now, at the time of recording, it isn't known if these are going to release. However, I would expect that they would, maybe later on this year. We just don't have confirmation just yet. But as soon as I have more information and additional photos, I'll make sure to let you guys know. In 2024, we have a few classic colorways releasing of the Nike Dunk. One of those is the Nike Dunk Low Brazil. Now, this shoe originally released back in 2001, and they returned back in 2020. So only 4 years later, and you'll have another chance to purchase. And this pair features a Varsity Maize, pine green, and white color combination, which pays tribute to Brazil's national flag. Constructed with leather and mesh, the base of the shoe features yellow, while the overlays and swoosh logos have green. Nike branding lands on the tongue labels, insoles, and embroidered on the heels, while white on the laces and midsole and green on the rubber outsole finish the look. Now, we don't have a specific release date, however, the shoes are expected to return during spring 2024, and the retail price will be $115. The other classic pair of the Nike Dunk Low that I'm going to talk about in this video that will return in 2024 is the Nike Dunk Low Plum. This shoe originally released back in 2001, part of Nike Sportswear's Co.jp series. As well, they're part of the Ugly Duckling series, which includes the ceramic and veneer colorways. Last time we saw the shoes released was in 2020. I believe they go for quite a bit of money now. These are pretty hyped when they last dropped, but if you missed out or don't want to pay the resale, 2024 is when they're expected to return. So this shoe features a Daybreak, Barn, and Plum color combination. The shoes feature the signature suede throughout with mesh on the tongue. We also have purple on the upper, while dark red hits the swoosh logos, heel tabs, and laces. Nike branding lands on the tongue labels, insoles, and embroidered on the heels. And other details includes a white midsole and a dark red rubber outsole. Just like the Brazil, we don't have a specific release date for this one, but they're going to drop spring 2024, and the retail price will be $115. A big announcement came over the weekend, and that's Deion Sanders has re-signed with Nike. So in the early 2000s, Nike and Deion Sanders parted ways due to a fallout. But according to Nick DePaula, they have reached a new agreement, and it's being reported that he will receive an annual payment of $10 million. So that's a crazy amount of money. And to celebrate, Deion Sanders took to his Instagram account to share a post of him holding the Air Diamond Turf. And he was also wearing a Nike long sleeve shirt with co-branding with the caption, "We coming at Nike." So this has already been locked in. Now, the question I've been getting asked is the Nike Air Diamond Turf going to return or other models? And unfortunately, I can't confirm it just yet, but more than likely we will see this model and others return connecting to Deion Sanders. Obviously, they need to make their $10 million back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask around my sources, see if anything's planned. Although the deal is still relatively new, I would be surprised if anything was expected to drop in 2023. But let me know down below which pairs you want to see return from Deion Sanders, which colorways, all that good stuff. So a little bit of exclusive news today. Well, depending on who you ask, it's probably not little. It's pretty big news, but the Nike KD4 Weatherman will be making a return summer 2024. So I was informed over the weekend from my sources that we will have another chance to purchase this pair, which originally dropped in 2011. And the inspiration from the shoe comes from Kevin Durant's childhood aspiration of wanting to become a weatherman. When this shoe originally dropped, it sold out super fast. This shoe and the Nerf are like at the top levels as far as the KD4 goes. The most expensive ones, I think the Nerf is a bit more. When I was writing the article about this shoe, I checked to see what the prices were for the KD4 Weatherman, and they're a bit over $1,000. So I'd like to see if it comes down any bit after the announcement. We'll see. Anyways, I don't have the specific colorway that will be used. All I was told that the Weatherman will be returning. The original pair comes dressed in lush green, Volt, black, and team orange. So you can expect something very similar to this in 2024. This pair features vibrant green on the upper, which is to mimic a green screen. The shoes also feature thermal mapping prints from scans of Kevin Durant's own footprint, and that lands on the tongue, heel, and the translucent outsole. Next, we have Volt on the swoosh logos, and on one of the insoles, it reads, "The forecast calls for a thunderstorm," while the other insole displays Weatherman symbols. Finishing the look, we have KD's logo on the tongue and heel. So, like I mentioned early on, summer 2024 is when this pair is expected to release, and more than likely, the retail price will be $130, but that could also change. Jason Tatum pulled up at the 2023 NBA Summer League, which is held in Las Vegas, and a brand new pair of Jordan Tatum 1s. This pair is known as Denim. This pair features a stone blue, university red, mystic navy, photon dust, and wheat color combination. Constructed with engineered mesh, this pair comes highlighted with washed denim accents on the TPU eyelets, heel overlays, and collar. We also have Tatum's JT logo on the tongue, with red on the Jumpman logo on the lateral side. Other details includes a white rubber sole with a 4-foot Zoom Air unit. If you're looking to purchase this pair, they're currently scheduled to release on August 10th, and the retail price will be $120. Also, they will be available in men's, grade school, preschool, and toddler sizing. I believe it was last week Jordan Brand officially unveiled the Air Jordan 38, and just the other day, we received a first look at a new colorway known as Light Marine. The official colorway is Light Marine, Astronomy Blue, and Royal Pulse. As you can see, the upper features various shades of blue. It's almost like a purple hue in certain areas. And then adding some pop, we have accents of crimson. Now the model takes inspiration from the Air Jordan 8, which features X-plate technology. In addition, we have Volt accents and a translucent herringbone rubber outsole. More than likely, this pair will also feature one of MJ's championship rings on the inside of the tongue. Now, some people are reporting that the shoe will debut fall 2023. However, from my sources and from what I saw on a list, they're expected to drop holiday 2023. Also, the retail price will be $200. We have new photos of the Air Jordan 1 Low OG University Red. Initially, the shoes were expected to be the metallic red lows, however, that isn't the case. The shoes feature an all-leather construction, straight University Red on the swoosh, tongue branding, liner, the heel tab, and the rubber outsole. As you can also see, most of the upper is done in white. White also hits the laces, Wings logo on the heel, and the midsole. This colorway is alright. I think they would have been a lot better, in my opinion, if it was the metallic red. But if you want to add them to your collection, they're scheduled to release on October 13th for $140, and they'll also be available in men's sizing. We now have a first look at the Air Jordan 3 Oreo. This will be a women's exclusive release. It's pretty close to the Photoshop. There are some differences. However, when Sneakerhead Z and I put together the Photoshop, we didn't actually know how they were going to look. We just had the color description, so we kind of based it off that. That's also why you see the old mock-up in the thumbnail. But going over the pair, they feature black throughout. Black also lands on the ankle, which is constructed with leather. We have nubuck on the base. And it also looks like black lands on the heel and the Jumpman branding. Although we don't have those angles just yet. We also have a little bit of white, which lands on the eyelets. And then the signature elephant print wraps the toe and heel. And then we have coconut milk on the midsole, which kind of gives them an aged look. Finishing the look is cement gray on most of the outsole. Now, this is a shoe that I feel like they should release both in men's and women's sizing. And if they're not going to do that, hopefully they drop these in extended women's sizing. These are nice in my opinion. I really like them. They obviously remind me of the Air Jordan 3 Black Cement. Maybe that's why I like them so much. But they are expected to release on December 7th, and the retail price will be $200. When I was away not doing videos, images popped up of the Air Jordan 3 Fear, giving us a first look. The shoes originally released back in 2013. However, as most of you know, they will return this holiday season. Now, one thing I do like is that they updated the overall shape. The 2013 pair and just the Air Jordan 3 back in that era, I never liked the shape of it. It always looked off to me. So definitely will be planning on grabbing these. Also, if you didn't know, this is part of the Fear Pack, which not only includes the Air Jordan 3, but the Air Jordan 4 and the Air Jordan 5. Inspiration for the pack comes from the Become Legendary campaign in 2008, and the shoes feature a Night Stadium Total Orange and Black color combination. So overall, I'm definitely happy with the look of this. I love the gradient look on the midsole, and then we got some splatter detailing around the heel, and the orange accents make them pop. Probably would be a good shoe to drop in October. I could see people wearing these for Halloween. Unfortunately, that's not going to be the case. The current release date is set for November 10th, and the retail price will be $210. Also, they will be available in men's, grade school, preschool, and toddler sizing. Additional photos popped up of the A Ma Maniere Air Jordan 5 in black. Now, in the previous video, we had a first look, and I couldn't tell what the design of the netting was, and someone said in the comments, I don't remember your name, but shout out to you, that it's just a repeated A, specifically the A from their logo. And in these photos, which also show how they look on feet, you can definitely see that. You could also see that the collar area, it's a little bit thinner in these photos. That's something I really like. Also, the 2-3 on the lateral side, it's subtle, but you can definitely see it. And they feature Nike Air branding on the heels. The shoes also feature Burgundy Crush on the tongue, specifically the Jumpman logo. And getting back to the netting, it also has an aged look. For me, I'm a sucker for shoes that have that aged look. I love it. The outsole has an aged look as well. Overall, for me, this is a must cop. Sorry if this sounds like I'm trying to sell the shoes. I'm definitely not. I'm not getting paid or endorsed by A Ma Maniere. I just really like them. Now, as for the release details, this pair is expected to release on November 22nd, and the retail price will be $225. Now, in the previous video, I also talked about another colorway releasing known as Diffused Blue. This one will be a women's exclusive. At the time of talking about the shoes, the release date was unknown. However, this pair will also drop on November 22nd. The retail price will be $225. Unfortunately, at the time of recording, we have yet to see a first look at the women's pair, but more than likely that will be coming soon. Fresh out the news that Deion Sanders re-signed with Nike, Solefly unveiled their upcoming collaboration on the Air Jordan 8 known as Diamond Turf. Now they shared 2 samples. Both of the color blocking reminds me of the Air Jordan 8 Playoff. The pair up top comes dressed in all black. The hardware, including the lace tips, also feature gold. And it appears that the hang tag is supposed to resemble a plate or home base with Solefly's logo. In addition, we have mostly white on the midsole, and then we have accents of red throughout. Now the second pair, which I feel is a bit more fitting to the Diamond Turf, you can see just below it. Now the highlight on this is the panels. So Solefly decided to use a similar gold mesh which is seen on the Diamond Turf on the panels on the Air Jordan 8. Overall, the color blocking is still the same. The only other difference that I can see from this photo is the strap buckle, which is done in white. Now, the good news is that Solefly is expected to release the Air Jordan 8 Diamond Turf later this year. Now, we don't have a retail price, nor is it known which pair it'll be that they're releasing. In fact, it's possible that they could release a totally different colorway. Maybe these 2 were just samples and they have a third one that will be the retail pair. In my opinion, I feel like they should release the bottom pair. It's way more fitting to the Diamond Turf and it's just something different. Now, as for the release date, they are currently scheduled to debut on December 2nd. Shout out to Brandon 1N, I believe that's how you say it. He came through with this information. And yeah, let me know your thoughts on the Solefly Air Jordan 8 Diamond Turf sample. For me, this is a 100% pickup. The Diamond Turf is a dope shoe, so is the Air Jordan 8, and just crossing them together looks solid. And that's going to do it for this video. Like always, greatly appreciate you guys for watching. If you have a second and haven't done so already, also appreciate a thumbs up. And if you're new here, make sure to subscribe by hitting the button below. Also, if you haven't done so yet, make sure to hit the notification bell so you can be alerted every time I drop a new video. Now, speaking of new videos, I have at least 2 shorts that I plan on dropping this week and another longer video like this. As long as there's some news coming out, then I'll be able to drop it. So be on the lookout for all of that. And again, thanks for watching. Stay tuned to SneakerFiles.com. And if you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe.